Are Confederate monuments unconstitutional? Are Confederate monuments unconstitutional? This question stirs up a lot of emotions and debates across the United States. To understand this issue, we need to look at several important factors. First, many Confederate monuments are seen as government speech. They are often placed on public property and are maintained by government entities. This means that the government has the right to decide what messages it wants to display. Courts usually support the idea that governments can choose to keep or remove these monuments without violating free speech rights. However, this area of law is still developing and can be contentious when it comes to symbolic speech like monuments. Next, some states have laws that protect Confederate monuments. These laws can limit what local governments can do regarding the removal or alteration of these monuments. This creates a complex situation where local authorities may feel they cannot address community concerns about these monuments due to state restrictions. Courts have sometimes sided with these state laws, making it harder for local governments to take action. Another layer to this debate involves the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Some argue that Confederate monuments can be seen as endorsements of racial discrimination, given their historical ties to slavery and white supremacy. Legal scholars and local officials have suggested that governments should remove monuments that demean racial minorities. However, courts have not consistently ruled that there is a constitutional requirement to remove these monuments. In practice, whether Confederate monuments are unconstitutional depends on various factors. One factor is whether the monument is classified as government speech, which would protect it from certain legal challenges. Another factor is whether state laws protect the monument and limit local authority. Lastly, we must consider if the monument's presence violates protections against racial discrimination, which is still a debated legal issue. From the perspective of the American Civil War and how we remember it, Confederate monuments are controversial. They commemorate a rebellion that aimed to preserve slavery. Their presence on public land raises questions about which histories and values are recognized by the government. The ongoing debates reflected broader societal conflicts about how we remember the Civil War and its legacy. In summary, Confederate monuments are not inherently unconstitutional. Their legal status is influenced by government speech doctrine, state protection laws, local authority, and ongoing discussions about equal protection and racial justice. While courts generally allow governments discretion regarding these monuments, the issue remains a topic of legal and political debate.